Hey, Sherrod, a lot was made about missed tackles against Arkansas. I think the final tally was 21. What are you guys doing to go back and address that this week?
Just going back and practicing and making a big emphasis on finishing our tackles on practice instead of making contact and just letting the guy go, and just make sure you wrap him up around your feet, stuff like that.
Sherrod, what's the mood of the defense with the guys Mo and Jordan going down with knee injuries?
It definitely hurt two key guys of the defense. Definitely hurt us, but we only can move forward at this point. A lot of guys got to step up, try to fill in their position and just control what we can control.
Sherrod, as a guy, obviously Mo's gone through something like this before, but as a guy who's dealt with some season-ending stuff, what's kind of been your role in guiding Mo through this process?
Just making sure he got his head on straight, because, I've been through that multiple times on multiple occasions. Just making sure he got a positive mindset, because, positive mindset really speeds up the recovery time too. So.
And just how are you feeling physically, and are you ready to kind of contribute 65
I'm
to 70?
feeling better than ever now, right now, yeah.
Kind of off that point, what were your conversations like with Mo or Jordan kind of when the news broke, and how did you kind of react and maybe kind of help them early those first couple of days with the immediacy of it?
I recently only found out basically when the media brought it out for real, and immediately I just texted him, make sure he was good, and let them know that if you need anything, I'm here for you, because I know how it feels to get a season injury like that. Just making sure they stay positive.
Sherrod, obviously last year you got injured, and Damani ended up playing a ton of snaps and kind of filling that role with Mo out now, and obviously you're probably going to end up playing a lot of snaps as well. I guess what do you kind of take to it when you step into that role? And obviously you played a ton of games in your time at Carolina, but I guess what does that look like? How do you kind of take to it?
It's just motivation for me, especially the fact that I got hurt a year ago against Georgia, so it's kind of like a bit revenge for me. So I definitely got a chip on my shoulder this week.
Hey, Sherrod, kind of going off of that, like Ben mentioned, you got hurt last year against Georgia. So going into this game, one, how excited are you to kind of get back on that revenge tour? And then two, what are some of the things that have jumped out to you in watching film on Georgia?
They're pretty consistent. They like to run the ball, but if they can't, they'll go to the perimeter. But lately with the teams they've been doing a lot of perimeter plays. So just got to be dialed in, and then based on the film that we showed against Arkansas, we expect them to run the ball a lot. So we would really dialed in on that.
What impressed you most about Nick's performance on Saturday as a true freshman just playing in his second game?
I wouldn't really say I was, I was impressed, but at the same time, I expected that from him. He's definitely a guy that's going to make a lot of plays this year and in the futures. So he's a dog.
Hey, Sherrod, are there any nerves or anxiety for you coming into this game where you got hurt last year after seeing two of your teammates, have season-ending injuries last week, and how do you kind of deal with that mentally?
I wouldn't say nerves. If it is nerves, it's good nerves. Because I don't really think about the injury. Because if you think about getting hurt, most likely you will get hurt again. So that's definitely not in my head right now. But I definitely got a chip on my shoulder. I'm motivated. Really excited to play these guys and show what I can do.
Yeah, Sherrod, I know you guys have a lot of different responsibilities at your position. Is there anything about the Georgia personnel that makes them a little different? I guess I would ask you about their tight ends. They get talked about a lot.
They have a really, a big tight end, I think, number 0, I believe. When he's in the game, just expect, the boys to try to run the ball, get downhill, and they like to run screens to him too as well. So we're keyed into those kind of things.
Kind of going off that, as a linebacker, what's the biggest challenge when you have a tight end group that's this diverse? They've got Eric Gilbert, they've got Brock Bowers, obviously, guys who do different things. What's the biggest challenge kind of just that way?
Basically just trying to stay disciplined, lock into our details. Details kind of hurt us last week, so that's one of our main focus this week, and just stay locked in and allow guys to make plays.
there's a lot made of the improvements in South Carolina football, but as a competitor, how much do you look forward to this game? We saw last week in all of football, anything can happen when a team shows up and believes. As a competitor, how do you look forward to this game and kind of, I don't know, is there any sense of responsibility to encourage that in this team that anything can happen? It's college football.
Making sure guys believe that we are a good team and we compete with anybody if we really lock in to what we're supposed to do. We're just as good as anybody in the SEC, and I believe that, and it's my job to get the other guys to believe that as well.
Yes, Rod. You played with Will Muschamp, who's with Georgia now for a few years. Just what are some differences between playing with him and then playing under Coach Beamer, and also what do you remember from that time playing under Muschamp for those few years?
The difference, I would say, as far as between the two coaches, I would say Beamer, he's more of a. I wouldn't say most, because Muschamp, he cares about his players too, but Beamer, he truly, truly cares about his players, and he expects a lot from us. And when we want to do right, he definitely will get in our tail. Same thing with Muschamp. It's just they want the best for us and make sure we stay locked in what we're supposed to do.
Hey, Sherrod, what have you seen from some of the guys that are going to be stepping up, filling the role behind you, adding the depth, like a Brubaker or a Stone Blanton?
You said, what am I seeing?
Yeah, what are you seeing from just the guys that are, kind of filling in the gaps, behind you in the depth chart and whatnot, your fellow linebackers?
I'm pretty sure they're coming along pretty good, especially Stone. He's one of those guys that will get a lot of playing time eventually, sometime this season. And he's a guy that can find the ball. He's a ball hawk, so.
Many times you alluded to the chip you have personally on your shoulder, but sort of describe this defensive unit as a whole with a highly ranked Georgia coming in town, the mentality that you guys can step up and continue to take that step this Saturday.
Based off last week, our mentality this week is not let nobody come in here and run the ball on us. Coach made that clear, and it's our job to do that.
Yeah, you're about as veteran as it gets in the SEC, just looking at how many years you played and what you've been through. I want to ask you about Spencer. When he came in here, how quickly did you realize this guy's talents? And as far as quarterbacks you've played in the league, where do you think Rattler stacks up in terms of his talent and upside?
I recognize his talent. He first stepped on, was doing little summer workouts, 7-on-7s against each other. He's a guy that can definitely throw the ball. He's accurate. He's a smart player, and he definitely, he'll take his time going through his reads before he throw the ball, or make a play, and he will use his feet when he have to. So I respect that from him. All right, thank you.